Hello guys, this is Donald's Movies, and today I got another sort of a lore video. It isn't really a lore lesson, but it is a lore video. So recently with the release of Worlds of Draenor, Blizzard has released these little free comics on their website, but I haven't really covered any of them, even though a lot of people have been requesting. But yesterday they actually released a new one, which kinda sparked my interest, since the entire Iron Wolf part of Frostfire Ridge questline kinda had me wondering, and this comic kinda explained everything greatly. Like, I saw the plot twist at the end, but I didn't really know the entire plot to know what was going on, so this comic really explains what's going on. Now, I might cover the other ones in the future, but in this video, I'm just going to cover the Blood and Thunder and the story of Fenris, pretty much the leader of the Thunderlord clan. Now, I will have the comic link in the description below so you can check it out there, but I'll try to give you my interpretation of it and sort of my thoughts on what I think. So let's not waste any more time and let's begin. So the comic starts in Frostfire Ridge with Garad, the leader of the Frostfire clan, and his son Fenris, about 20 years before the Iron Horde was first formed. I'm guessing this is also canon for our universe, even though it's in the alternate universe thing, like the entire comic. So I'm guessing it would be around 20 years before the Demon Curse. So together they're just walking and they see a Gron, and Fenris is immediately impressed by their neighbor clan, the Thunderlords, because they hunt down these massive Grons in their hunting packs. But Garad is not impressed in the slightest at all, because they lose about 10 orcs in the process, and there is just no point in losing members of your clan for doing such stupid things, because they're not actually benefiting from killing the Gron, they're only just getting glory for it. And that is not what the Frost Wolves are about, and if you can tell from the Worlds of Draenor, pretty much the entire questline, you can tell that the Frostfire clan is a very close clan and they take care of each other as a family and pretty much see everyone as a valuable equal compared to the other clans where they just sacrifice their member for such stupid things, for example like the Thunderlords. So Garad forbade him to ever hunt down a Gron, but he never really said anything about watching others fight one, and so he did that. He watched from the shadows as the Thunderlord forces took on a Gron, but as the things started to get worse for them, he couldn't just hide, so he decided not to think of any consequences, and he just jumped in to help them, thus aiding them in defeating the Gron. Now the Thunderlords did not appreciate the help from an outsider, as it sort of makes their clan seem weak, like they couldn't do it by themselves, but at the start they didn't really like it, but they were completely impressed by the end when he killed the Gron, so they actually took him in the future hunting missions. And as he says in the comic, by day he was hunting Talbuk with his clan, he was being an obedient dog, but at night he was fighting giants, and he was a wolf. Now later on the kosh'harg festival, which is pretty much a traditional festival in the Orcish society, it's still mentioned even today, even though it hasn't really happened since Draenor. Now while he was there, together with his father and the Frostfire clan, he heard people telling stories about a legend called the Iron Wolf, and no one really knew too much about him. He was sort of the orc of the legend, not the man of the legend, like the orc of the legend. So no one really knows that he was the Iron Wolf, which he was impressed by at the start, but not for long, as his father was also there and he knew what was going on, and he knew who was the Iron Wolf. So he called him out for disobeying his orders, saying that he's nothing but a braggart without any honor. Now of course Fenris retaliated, saying that he is nothing but a coward, just like the rest of the Frostfire clan, and they don't know anything about courage, thus challenging his father to a Magora, which at the time was a really big deal, and even still to this day it sort of is a big deal, but it's not in the same magnitude. But it is still considered quite seriously, and refusing to take part in it meant dishonor, so his father had to accept it. They dueled, but Fenris was no match for Garad and his might and his battle experience, so Garad easily struck down Fenris, but then he refused to kill his own son, which was a huge insult for Fenris, as being spared in a Megara also brings dishonor and it seems like you're a weakling, so he decided to leave the Frostfire clan, never to return. And thus he joined the Thunderlords, and Fenris of the Frostfire clan was dead, and the Iron Wolf was born. Fast forward over 20 years later, up to the current time, or at least a bit before we actually came to Draenor, the situation has changed, and he was leading the Thunderlords, and he willingly joined the Iron Horde, while the Frostfire clan and his father Garad refused. For that, Fenris was ordered by Grom Hellscream to kill his own father, and later on destroy the Frostfire clan, and he did actually do the first part, but later on he was gathering all the cannons and all the equipment from the Iron Horde. But his reign didn't really last for long, as together with our help, Durotan's help, and with the help of his brother Gunnar spearheading the entire expedition, his reign was soon over. Gunnar killed all of his sons, and soon together with Durotan they confronted the Iron Wolf, and after he revealed who he is, they got into a battle, and he was finally killed, so they actually had to kill their own brother, thus stopping the Thunderlord threat, and at least keeping the Frostfire clan safe from their closest threat. And that is all there is for this video that is covering the entire comic. And I wanted to cover this mainly because I thought it was really interesting, and it was kind of confusing for me at start, because once I read the comic I really sort of realized what was going on, because I know they called him brother, I believe, in the cinematic, or at least a little quest cinematic, but I didn't really know what was really going on. To be honest, like, the entire thing is sort of like a tragedy, because you have Gareth who is trying to teach his son to be an honorable member of the clan, but then he gets into a duel with his father, and then he later on kills his father, and then his brothers like Gunnar and Duratan, they kill him, and before that Gunnar also kills his nephews, and later on only Duratan is the one left with both of his brothers dead and his nephews. So honestly, it is sort of a tragedy. So do give me your thoughts on what you think about the story, and also what you think about this entire video, and if you'd like me to cover the rest of the comics, or like the future comics, or even the ones before. And also, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, as it really helps keeping the channel going and pretty much all the content improving. Thanks a lot for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and see you next time.